Hello and very warm welcome to all of you in this edition of Public Forum. I'm Anurag Punitha with you. So as it was expected, the Supreme Court of India today stayed the implementation of the three farm laws till further orders and decided to set up a four-member committee to resolve the deadlock between central government and the Farmers Union. A bench which was headed by Chief Justice of India, S.A. Bobde, and apart from him, Justice A.S. Bopanna and Justice V. Ramasubramanian, said yesterday as well that they are extremely disappointed the way negotiations are being held between centre and the farmers over the three farm laws. The bench also formed a four-member committee that will look into the farmers' grievances on the issue. Mr. H.S. Man, President of the Bharatiya Kisan Union, President of the Maharashtra's Shetkari Sangathan, Mr. Anil Ghanawat, Mr. Pramod Kumar Joshi, the Director for the South Asia International Food Policy Research Institute, and agriculture economist Ashok Gulati will be the members of the panel. But the twist is that the farmers' leader, though welcomed the Supreme Court's order, but said that they would not call off their protest until the legislations are repealed. And this is very important. They are not ready until the legislations are repealed. The Sanyukta Kisan Mocha, an umbrella body of approximately 40 protesting farmers' unions, has called a meeting later in the day to decide the next course of action. So we are going to decide about, the debate after this order that has started in the country and what might happen, because the farmers are not ready to call off their strike, to call off their agitation, which they have been doing since last approximately 50 days at the various borders of Delhi and NCR. So we are going to decide all these things in this edition of Public Forum. And joining me for the discussion, Mr. Advocate Sanjay Chadha, Supreme Court. Very warm welcome to the show, Advocate Chadha. My second guest is Vinay Singh, political analyst and a writer and author. Very warm welcome to the show, Vinay, to you as well. Sanjay, would begin with you. Your take on about the entire thing, though it has started a debate that's a kind of a half victory to the Farmers Union because they welcomed it, but they're not happy.
Anurag bhai, this judgment has, Supreme Court, what it said the other day, a day before, they have said the same thing, and the ultimate objective, as the Supreme Court said, is that the negotiation which should be done in the way it has been done, they are not very happy with it, and they have made this body, this committee, this panel they have made, wherein the four people who are from the agriculture field, they have kept those four people. And the only intention, they said, is that each and every person whoso have the grievances, within 10 days, this committee will decide the platform where they have to meet, one, and it will take 2 months' time. 2 months' time is given to the committee. And then this committee
From today onwards? Today onwards?
And from today onwards, okay. Exactly. Okay. So, within these 2 months, all the mantrana, all the discussions about this law, what are the grievances of these farmers, even to the extent that the Chief Justice has said that any individual can go, any farmer can go, all these 40 bodies. So that is the reason a time of 60 days are given. Yeah. So in these 60 days, the farmers can very well go and give their representation, what are their grievances on each and every point. The ultimate objective, as the Supreme Court stated in its order, is that what exactly is happening, what exactly is the grievance, and why. Look, the Supreme Court has, from the very beginning, has stated that we are not commenting upon the act. The Supreme Court has very categorically stated, Anurag bhai, that this is nothing but we have to see what is the problem of these people, why these farmers are so, their grievances, and why this grievances should not go. This committee will look into it, and this committee will refer everything to us, and then we will look into it. This is what is in short, the gist of the judgment is.
Okay, Vinay, we discussed earlier as well But what is interesting and little disturbing as well, that Supreme Court said that they are forming this committee so that they have a very clear picture. And I quote what Supreme Court said, Honorable Supreme Court said that we do not want to hear arguments that the farmers will not go to the committee. Anyone can go and discuss things and tell their grievances. And we are looking to solve the problem. If farmers want to agitate indefinitely, they can do so. But farmers are giving the impression that they will continue the protest, I mean, they are not going to leave the place. So what do you make of the kind of, the reactions are coming from the Farmers Union?
Again, Anuragji, from the very beginning, I had a point that, see, the issues raised from the farmers' platform, the protest of farmers, that were most of the issues that were out of syllabus for a farmer. So let us not discuss that. But what I want to say that if it is a farmer protest, so what the intervention the Supreme Court has done, and it is very clear, and I think it is very suitable to the protesters also. So there is no reason to protest. There is no reason to make inconvenience to others now. They must go back, and the Supreme Court seems very worried about that. And I don't think there is any Supreme Court in this whole universe that is so, that is so sympathetic towards the people. Yeah. So it is a very pro-people kind of, judgment, intervention. And the Supreme Court is even worried that the people are, they are staying in the cold, and the elders and even the children, they are suffering. So I think these protesters, they must respect the Supreme Court. At least they must respect the Supreme Court. If they are not respecting the government of India, they must respect the Supreme Court, and they must go back to their homes. They must go back to their livelihoods and with their jobs, and they must wait for the for that time frame what the Supreme Court has given. And they must have trust in the Supreme Court. And I don't think, if it is a farmer protest, and again, Anuragji, I am saying, if it is a farmer protest, there is no reason to continue this protest until the Supreme Court or this 4-member committee, they come up with a decision and let the farmers wait for that. They must wait for this time period.
Okay.
Yes, Anuragji.
Okay. Mr. Sanjay Chadha, I mean, please tell me, I mean, would this committee frame, the new laws themselves? Would they recommend new laws, or would they have the power to pass laws on their own? If make recommendations, who would these recommendations be for? To center or to Supreme Court? And the government, would the government have the authority and eventually to reject these recommendations or not? What would be the scenario after forming the committee, or let's say the discussion after 2 months? What is the most likely scenario do you see?
Anuragji, the ultimate aim of making this particular body, panel, committee, as we are saying, is to see and look into the grievances of the farmers. That is the ultimate objective. And after seeing, negotiating, talking to them, because, after suspension of laws, now the Supreme Court, why the Supreme Court has suspended the laws? There is a objective behind it. Now we are at the level playing field. You have to appreciate this. Okay. And now both the parties, meaning thereby the government as well as the farmers. And now the stage of negotiations is there. What are the problem on each and every point these farmers have? And therefore, these people can go and give their views that these are the problems. This is the problem in this particular section. This is the problem in this particular section. And on each and every point, be it MSP, APMC, dispute resolution, whatever, all those 7-8 points which are the grievances, they can very well appear before the committee, produce their viewpoint, where their opinions that this should be removed and that should be added. Now, where we should not forget, the Supreme Court has very categorically said that we are looking for a solution. Yeah. And solution doesn't mean, this is very important, Anurag Bhai. The solution doesn't mean removal of the acts. Solution is what is the best possible laws which we can make for the farmers. So that is what is the solution. Supreme Court has shown it the way. So this body is going to hear those things. One. Second, this body thereafter will prepare I would say, fact sheet or the report, and thus submit this report and fact sheet before the Supreme Court. And then Supreme Court will take a decision on it, whether what are the points which consequently the Supreme Court can refer in its final judgment consequently and refer it to the central government, stating that these are the points which you should consider. And then accordingly, I feel I have no, two ways in it that this will not be resolved thereafter.
Okay, you said very rightly that the problem, or let's say the intention of forming this committee, is to give this impression that there is a level playing field, and Supreme Court of India is here to listen the farmers, I mean the common person. But that impression was also given by the central government to come and discuss clause by clause of the various contentious issues. But farmers' unions have been very adamant so far, and they have been saying, and they have been given this impression, either repeal the law or we will not discuss it. We will continue this agitation. The same thing they are saying now, after this order, Mr. Sanjay Chadha, they are also giving that they are, they welcome the judgment, but we will decide whether we are going to sit here or we are going to go back to our home. So this is a kind of a, don't you think, is a contempt of this order as well, the contempt of the entire goodwill of the Supreme Court?
Anuragji, in a very straightforward answer, I would say it is not a contempt. You read the judgment.
I'm not saying about the judgment. I'm saying about, I'm asking about the reaction that is coming so far from the farmers' union.
Yes, yes. I'm coming to that. Okay. You know, in the judgment, Supreme Court, Honorable Supreme Court has very well said that Article 19, it is very, very important. Right to have peaceful, it is fundamental to the democratic system which we have. You know, Shaheen Bagh judgment, which is there. So, if at all they are agitating, they have no right to agitate at the public place. This is a settled principle. And that question will, if they continue agitation, then I think that question will once again raise before the Supreme Court. And they have to shift to some place which is earmarked. It is a settled law of the land. You cannot violate that.
Okay.
That's what I think.
Okay. Binay, your understanding about, I mean, this impression, goodwill was also given by the central government, as I understand. But the way the farmers' union now reacting. Secondly, the Supreme Court has asked the Delhi police as well that what you are doing about the permission that is being sought by these farmers' union to sit in Ramlila Maidan as far as this agitation is concerned. But the impression from the farmers' unions are coming that they are not going to leave the places that they are sitting at the moment.
Anuragji, I think there is an instruction from the Supreme Court that they should make an application to the Delhi police to sit at a proper place, the place which are authorized for protest. And you know, each and every district, each and every state, each and every university campuses, they have a certain place of protest. You cannot sit on everywhere or anywhere and you can start protesting. What happened in Shaheen Bagh. And that also has a judgment again that you cannot sit related to the Shaheen Bagh. The Supreme Court made it very clear.
Okay.
But Anuragji, what Mr. Chadha said, that look, the Supreme Court has made certain that there is a level playing field. I agree that previously also there was a level playing field, but suppose if there is a doubt, any percent of doubt is also there, that a single percent of doubt has been cleared by this intervention of the Supreme Court, and there is really a level playing field without any doubt. And again, if the farmers choose to protest and whatever happens and you need to repeal the laws, then we are going to hear you. So in a democracy, and also that is so also in a democracy like India, things doesn't work like that. कि चाहे जो मजबूरी हो हमारे मांगे पूरी हो, it doesn't work like that. ठीक है, you have to look at this is your country, these are your people, those who are getting inconvenience, those are your family members, those who are suffering from cold, so the Supreme Court judgment, it is historic, and it has it has touched the very core of the emotions of the citizens of this country. So the farmers union, although they are not the representing the farmers unions, farmers of all whole country, but then also they must have a respect for the government and at least respect for the Supreme Court of this country. It is a Supreme Court of this country, man. You must respect it. It is not supporting anybody. You wanted relief. You went to the Supreme Court and it came with the order. I think which was beyond the ambit also.
Yeah.
The Supreme Court you may seem that the Supreme Court has crossed its limit, but okay, it is welcome. You know, the Supreme Court wants a solution, and all the parties, the government, the farmers, everybody must welcome that.
Yeah, you would agree. I mean, Mr. Sanjay Chadha, even at the cost of being little, outreaching the constitutional boundaries between the judiciary and the legislature, Supreme Court is trying to make sense to the agitating farmers because they somehow lost the trust in the central government. Probably that is the reason the Supreme Court is saying. But what is disappointing at the moment that sane voices are not coming from the farmers union. That is my impression.
Yeah, I totally agree with you, Anurag bhai. What I feel that these people should, this is the best of the best opportunity. I mean, what else you want? As Vinay said, look at this. A level playing field is created, and for your satisfaction, all these laws are now, kept in suspension. They are kept in abeyance.
Yeah.
So please now say it. Whatever your grievances are, we will resolve it. What is the best? Now here, one more thing is coming out. If you have some grievances, look, everything will be documented. You know what? We are governed by a system of paper justice. You can very well show if there is some grievance which is not taken care by the committee. You can very well demonstrate it in the next date of hearing. But why so? And go with an open mind. And also believe and trust in the system. That is what is lacking, I feel. And that is the reason these some of the voices, as you have just mentioned, are saying that they won't participate. I think it is not the spirit. The spirit of Supreme Court is very, very clear. Supreme Court has very categorically mentioned that we want the solution. And so look at this. Supreme Court has given proper due importance to the farmers.
Yeah.
And what else you are looking for? I think it is one of the best judgments, as Vinayji has also said. It is very, very, we are on the right track. And I am more than 100% satisfied that it should now the resolution is there in our way. We are about to reach the resolution.
Okay. Mr. Vinay, do you see any hope that probably the political parties, especially taking the sides of the farmers, would now try to make sense to the farmers as well after this order? Because now Supreme Court has tried to soothe the frayed sentiments of the farmers union as well. Are you hopeful that things would settle amicably or not?
Anurag previously there were two parties involved, the farmers union and the government. Now there is a third party, the Supreme Court of India, which will monitor the dialogues and all now.
Yeah.
The government wants solution, the farmers unions want solution, and the Supreme Court also wants solution. So where is the problem? There is no problem at all. If all the parties want solution, then the solution must come. And one more thing, Anurag
I think problem is only the attitude. It's my way or the highway. Either you repeal it or we'll not talk.
Again, Anurag the farmers and the soldiers, they are the bravest, but they are the most humble. So attitude is not a problem with the farmers. The problem is what I think. The political parties, those who want to gain mileage from this farmer protest, as they wanted to gain mileage from the previous protest also, those who were linked to the conspiracy to assassinate the Prime Minister, the Bhima Koregaon protest, not long back. So they wanted to gain a mileage out of that. So what I am saying, the farmers union, they must make a not to do list. People usually make a to do list. They must make a not to do list, and the not to do list includes that they must take the string of the negotiation, of the dialogue in their own hands, not instigated by third parties or particularly political parties, and particularly by those political parties like Congress. Not very long ago, in 1998, Digvijay Singh was the chief minister, and they killed 24 farmers in a protest in Madhya Pradesh. So it doesn't show that you are supporting the farmer protest, but you understand the farm issues and you are very sympathetic to the farmers issue. And again, one more thing, Anurag, that may seem out of syllabus, but let me refer to the Aam Aadmi Party. It was very pathetic, and it was very disappointing when the Aam Aadmi Party, they went for the last time Punjab Assembly polls. They tried to create an impression. By Arvind Kejriwal, he stayed in the Khalistan ex-commander house for one night, and they tried to give an impression to the masses that we are the pro-Khalistan movement. So the political parties, they must not cross the borderline, of the national integrity, national security, and national interest. This is a question, this is not just related to the integrity of the farmers. It is related to the food, livelihood, and the credibility of the farmers also. The farmers union, they need to save their credibility this time. And if they are not able to stop the interference of the other political parties and the third forces, those who want to destabilize India, they will lose their credibility. It is a challenge to them.
What most likely outcome that do you see? My final question to you, Mr. Sanjay Chadha, do you see? I mean, are you hopeful that after consultation, things would settle or not? I mean, this is some sort of a hypothetical question that I'm asking. But after this order, I mean, I was anticipating that probably the sense would make to the farmers as well, and things would settle amicably. But I'm a little worried, seeing the kind of reactions that are coming.
So, without prejudice to anything, Anurag Bhai, what I feel, once a committee of expert people is being made by Supreme Court. Now, I think it is the fundamental duty of all the people, all these protesting organizations, all the 40 organizations, they should represent their case before the experts. Earlier their grievance was that they are saying something, the government is not listening to their grievances. This was the grievance. Now, that for that particular purpose, the Supreme Court has appointed a committee.
That's right.
Now, once a committee is there, you go and give your representation. Now, after that, the committee is not the decision maker. This is the beauty. Your representations will be collated, collected, and based upon that, a report will be prepared. And that report will go to the Supreme Court, and Supreme Court will take further stance, further decision on the matter. But I am very sure, through your medium, I want to say that I am very hopeful, and the nation is today hopeful, that the initiative taken by the Supreme Court will yield result. And these, we have all sympathy towards the farmers and also sympathy towards the entire country if such things are going on, especially in the Corona period. So I am very hopeful, and I feel it will be the entire 2 months period will yield a result which is in favor of my country.
Let's hope for the best. I mean, the old farmers are sitting in an open roads in various places as well. So I mean, we expect that the sense would prevail. Thank you very much, Mr. Sanjay Chadha, for joining me and talking to me.
Thank you very much,
Mr. Vinay, for talking to Lok Sabha Television. So as it was expected, Supreme Court made a very logical statement as well, and state the implementation of the 3 farm laws until the further order, and decided to set up a 4-member committee of experts to resolve the deadlock between centers and the farmers' unions. A bench which was headed by Chief Justice of India, Mr. S.A. Bobde, Justice A.S. Bopanna, and Justice V. Ramasubramaniam, said that they were extremely disappointed with the way negotiations took place between centre and the union. Now they want to settle this deadlock. Now this 4-member committee will look into the farmers' grievances, and the members are H.S. Man, who is the president of the Bharatiya Kisan Union, president of the Maharashtra's Shektari Sanghan, Anil Ghanawat, Pramod Kumar Joshi, director of South Asia International Food Policy Research Institute, and agriculture economist Mr. Ashok Gulati. These 4 would decide and would held meetings with the various unions, stakeholders, and will submit a report to the Supreme Court of India in 2 months' time. One can hope that this sense would prevail, that the decision, the collective decision would be taken in the interest of the nations. That one can sincerely hope. That's all we have in this edition of Public Forum. Thank you very much for watching.